May nagsisigarilyo lang dun sa tabi, tapos mamaya nagliliyab na yun, tapos nasusunog na yung ano nila.
Seryoso agad yung sagot ko. Pero it has something to do with our past.
Pag nasira yung aircon, you have to change it immediately. It's not something that pwede mo lang pabayaan.
Magandang araw po sa ating lahat. Kamusta naman po tayo ngayon, no?
Good.
Mabuti naman.
Alright. Welcome to another episode of Behind the Reel, where we dive into a side of Philippine cinema that is mostly unseen, yet beyond significant. I'm your host, Carlo Pina, and today's episode is something close to the heart. It's about our past, more specifically, preserving it. Today, with Rose Roque, Leo Katigbak, and Jeffrey Sonora, we'll talk about archiving, restoration, and the long journey of keeping the soul of Filipino cinema alive. Alright, Leo.
Ganda ng intro. Ganda ng intro.
Leo, let's start with
Yes.
you. Maraming salamat nga po pala muna sa pagpapaulak, no? Leo. Okay, nandiyan ang Zamboanga, Tunay na Ina, at iba pa. Discuss the state of Filipino films preserved during the pre-war era and how many films before the Second World War have been preserved to this date.
Well, as far as we know, there are only 5 movies na buo pa. 4 of them have prints, pagkatapos ang isa, only video. There are a lot of other titles, pero siguro halimbawa, 5 prints, tatatlo lang ang nagsusurvive, o kaya kalahati lang ng isang print. Sabi nga nila, yung Dalagang Bukid nga, 2 minutes or less than 2 minutes lang yung nagsusurvive. Pero 5 pelikula ang known to survive. Giliw Ko from 1939, pagkatapos Ibong Adarna from 1941. Yun, pinalabas yun just before the war eh. So technically pasok siya doon. Tapos may 2 pelikula na nasa FDCP. Pero yun, konti lang talaga eh. Kasi unang-una, marami nasira rin during the war. Pagkatapos yun yung panahon na ang ginagamit nila yung nitrate stock. So yun yung mas may silver. So, ibig sabihin, mas prone siya sa mga spontaneous combustion. So, kaya dati, maraming mga archives at saka mga library na nakakasunog. Kasi ang init-init pa man din dito. So, all it needs is a spark. Siguro may nagyoyosi lang dun sa tanda nung yosi, no? May nagsisigarilyo lang dun sa tabi, tapos mamaya, nagliliyab na yun. Tapos, nasusunog na yung ano nila. So, pero that's not a problem limited to World War, Kasi, kung susumahin mo, of the 2,000 plus movies produced until 1960 on film, mga 300 na lang ang natitira eh. And yung 300 na yun is a mix of film and video na. Konting-konti na lang talaga.
I think it was also coming from a place that films weren't given enough cultural value before, no?
But that's true. That's true. Because if you talk to a lot of even government agencies ang sasabihin nila, pag inano nila, hindi siya kasing liga ng poetry, ng dance, ng ibang arts. Ang tingin nila kasi ang pelikula at saka ang TV later is pop culture. So pag ang pop, mas mababa ang tingin nila.
But how did this dismal state of archiving come to be? Bakit hindi siya mas pinagtutuunan ng pansin noon? Sige, kahit sino. Rose.
Seryoso agad yung sagot ko. Pero it has something to do with our past. Kasi colony tayo eh. So for a long while, yung ibang bansa yung nag-keep track sa atin. Hindi tayo inherently yun nga as institution na nag-set up agad. It took a while. Actually, yung National Archives of the Philippines na mainly paper yung collection nila, 2004 lang nagkaroon ng law.
So, pero Rose, I think even more fundamental than that, mahal.
Oo.
Kaya naman FPJ Studios lang, I mean, technically, FPJ Studios lang at saka Aawitan Kita Productions ni Armida ang nakapagtayo talaga ng decenteng archives kasi it really is expensive to maintain. And
Yes. It's something kasi that you have to commit to long term. As in forever, perpetual responsibility of a producer. So when you set up your film company, your archive, it has to be supported 24 hours a day, 7 days a week na naka-air condition yan. Regardless of pag nasira yung aircon, you have to change it immediately. It's not something that pwede mo lang pabayaan at let it be.
And pag sasalubungin natin yan, pwede yung tingnan both sides.
Yeah.
Kasi nga, pansinin mo, pag maghahanap tayo ngayon ng materials related to us, marami kang mahahanap sa labas ng Pilipinas. Kasi nga, mayroong something na hindi natin agad nagawa sa loob ng bansa natin. Pero anyway, ngayon, meron namang efforts and yun nga, the independent producers, like yung experience ng FPJ, yung kwento ni Jeff dati, yung una mga panahon na bago pa lang kami magkakilala, ay kinukwento niya nga bakit si FPJ na-instill yung value na kailangan niyang i-preserve. Kaya sila sa studio, merong archives. Kasi nga nasunugan sila. So nakita ni FPJ na junior yung nangyari sa films ng tatay ng senior. So may experience din talaga na yun nga, nagpadama dun sa mga merong personal collection na ay importante to. Pero sana kasi on a many level tayo nagsalubong. Like, definitely, ang archiving, hindi lang nag-uusap about yan, institutions, corporations, or the government, kahit sa level natin Kasi baka ikaw, di ba? Yung mga lolo mo, or sa pamilya mo, baka may beta tapes kayo, yung mga celebration ng mga yung kunyari kasal, di ba? Yung mga home videos, essentially. We also need to archive those kasi yung personal stories naman natin is part of our
personal history.
Yes.
Pero pinaka-problema mo lang kasi talaga doon, mahal. Tulad nga sabi ni Jeff, di ba, naka-aircon. Parang ito, presko tayo dito. Pero isipin mo, i-maintain mo yung ganito kalamig. Tapos dapat may humidity control ka pa. Kaya wala ka naman napapakinig na dito sa Pilipinas na discover na lumang pelikula in some old theater. Because by the time that happens, nalusaw na yon. The other part of it is colonialization.
So factor din talaga yung panahon ng yung klima dito sa
Tropical
Pilipinas.
Hindi siya nakakatulong sa preservation. But the other thing also is we were colonized by Spain, we were colonized by America, we were colonized by Japan. So yung continuity ng history natin, kung ano yung itatago mo, nawawala din sa wisyo ng tao yun So kaya tingnan mo, tapos ang bata pa ng population natin. Di ba, from World War II, nag-umpisa ang Philippine population, 14 million after the war. Pagkatapos ngayon, nasa 120 million na tayo. So practically every generation, it's been doubling up. So when you have a generation na bata, di ba masahanapin nila yung mas contemporary nila rather than yung luma. Kaya tinan mo dito, ang dali-daling mag-decide na, ay, luma yung bahay na yan, sige, demolish na lang natin, kahuyin na lang natin yan. So, hindi, with everything that was happening, hindi na inculcate sa Pilipino yung value ng past. Unlike in Europe, where the Italians, the French, the Greeks, and whatever, they value all of the history so much. Dito, hindi, luma na yan, pangit na yan. Kasi palit rin ng palit ang colonizers mo Yung bago na lang gagawin natin.
Sayang kasi hindi natin agad na realize yung importance ng film, lalo na ngayon sa present times lang natin nakikita na maganda siyang punto ng pag-aaral. Halimbawa, ako napakalaki ng pasasalamat ko halimbawa sa Maynila, sa mga kukunang liwanag ni Lino Broca. Ang dami ko natutunan sa pahayag niya bilang refleksyon ng lipunan. Pero hindi nga natin nakita agad yung values ng ibang pelikula kaya ang daming nawala. So nakakapanghinayang. So I also wanted to pick up on that. Lino Broca, syempre nandyan din sila Ismael Bernal, Conde, Kidlat Tahimik, sino pa ba? FPJ, ang ating minamahal na yumaang superstar, Nora Honor. When it comes to our national artists for film, what percentage of Filipino films have been restored or are still salvageable?
Sila pinakamarami.
Well, sabi, everything that FPJ produced and starred in, we do our best to preserve all the films at the state na it's capable. So if we do 5K or 6K scanning and all of those things, we're really making an effort to preserve it.
The other thing also, I remember in a discussion also with the NCCA before, kasi marami nagtatanong, di ba, sino at least naging national artist. But what about Dolphy? Na a lot of people feel that he deserves to be a national artist. Now, there are a lot of arguments about it. But one of the things that they also said is, para maging national artist ka, may body of work ka na nagsusurvive. So, that's why medyo importante rin doon kung tinitingnan mo So, kung halimbawa artista ka, di dapat yung mga pelikula mo, pag sinabing ikaw ang king of comedy at ikaw ang pinakamagaling sa comedy, dito mo dinala ang antas ng comedy, dapat may mapapanood ng mga tao to validate whatever claims you have. So, katulad yung halimbawa, yung kay Dolphy, I remember one of my discussions with Eric Quezon was, we will try to restore as much of the Dolphys that we have to the extent that we will build a body of work so that at least that particular aspect of the criteria will be addressed. So that's why we did mga Omeng Satanasia and mga John and Marcia and all of the other movies, anong tawag dito, mga anak ni Pacifica Falayfay. Now, it may not be the best collection of what he has kasi pwedeng hindi naman nagsusurvive yung mga yon. Pero, ang isang advantage doon ay at least marami yung nagva-validate kung bakit siya nga ang dapat maging king of comedy.
Rose, your perspective on this?
Well, actually, that's a challenge now. We have to face yung ilan ba talaga actually yung surviving. Hindi lang for works of national artists, kundi yung buong nagawa ng Philippine cinema. And that includes independent, alternative cinema. At sobrang lawak niya. Hindi kung may data man, mas mainstream actually yung mga na-register na like thousands, like 8,000 man yan sa buong panahon na nagawa, like yung study ng Sofia 2 decades ago. Pero mainstream pa yun eh. Yeah. So, pero mas maraming iba pa na hindi na-count. Like student production. Sa ibang parte ng mundo, valued ang student production. Yes. And sa atin, well, may mas clamor na, di ba, to support student production. Pero marami ng student production din na hindi pa rin talaga lahat na
miskin
archive.
Mga short films, no? Hindi siya nabibigyan ng
ibang bagay.
Yes.
And experimental films.
Yes.
So, ang lawak pa eh.
What has a good collection of short films or shorter clips of the Philippines is the UCLA. Because yung mga newsreels na lumalabas dati, naka-deposit sa kanila. When I visited, I was able to see a lot of what they had. But just to bring back yung 70s and 80s mas maraming na-preserve. Pero tingnan mo na lang, from the 1940s, about 320 films were produced. Of that, 32 are known to survive. From the 1950s, 840 films were produced. 178 were known to survive. Pero ang may prints lang dyan, 26. So you just go, from the 1960s, 874 films were produced. 137 survived in a combination of formats. 32 lang ang may prints na buo. So when you're looking at it, of the 2,030 titles that were produced from pre-World War to 1960s, 352 na lang ang buo. At 64 lang ang may prints doon.
Out of how many?
2,030.
Wow.
So when you're looking at it that way, ang sinasabi mo, 15% lang ang nagsusurvive, pero ang actual na may print doon, nasa mga 3-4% lang. So, buti nga ngayon medyo nahahabol. Pero when you go further back, that's when it becomes really scary.
Pero sa present technology na meron tayo ngayon, gaano niya ano ang kakayahan niya para ma-restore ang isang film even in its most damaged state?
Well, para kaliga lang yan ng for example, you have videos on YouTube na alam mo malabo dati tapos up-convert mo. Di ba biglang akala mo lilinaw siya pero makikita mo mas waxy yung appearance niya and everything. So, tama si Jeff ano yung tolerance mo for quality? So, ideally talaga, ang babalikan mo dyan ay yung mga print at saka yung mga negative. Yeah. Now, kung ang video na lang ang source mo, what you're trying to do na lang is making sure that a copy of it survives in some form. Kaya lang, you also create your own artifacts eh. Yeah, so minsan, mas maganda na tinatago mo pa rin na ito yung extant copy. Kasi pag halimbawa yung nag-enhance, hindi magaling, tapos nasira ito at yung enhance na lang, hindi mo na mababalik yun dun sa dati eh. So yun yung mga considerations mo rin, consideration mo rin dyan. Now, just going back to historical, over 8,000 movies were shot on film stock. From the time nag-umpisa ang pelikula sa Pilipinas until about 2011 or 2012, which was the last time film stock was used. Of that 8,000, only about half of it survived in any form. Of that half, less than half of that actually have prints that are restorable. So makikita mo, parang nasa 25% ka talaga naglalaro. And the bulk of that is 70s onwards. Yung binigay ko ng stats sa inyo, halos wala na talaga yung 60s and earlier.
Ano ba yung ano? Kasi nga nasabi nyo kanina that it's always better to keep the original copies of these films.
Yes.
Kasi nga baka mamaya, katulad nga na nabanggit ni Leo, no? Baka hindi maganda yung pagkakagawa. Ano ba yung pamantayan? Paano natin to inaaprobahan na, ito, okay na to, pwede na natin itong ipakita. Maganda na ang pagkaka-restore sa pelikulang to.
The quality kasi, it's always dependent on how much budget you have. And also how much time you can give it.
Plus the quality of the surviving copy.
Yes, also the quality talaga of the surviving copy, because yung laboratory standards also hindi siya na standardized at the start. Medyo I think 90s na lang or late 70s na standardized yung laboratory yung pagtubog nila ng film. So you'd see copies na in perfect condition up to now, and you see film copies naman na much recent, pero nag-iba na yung yung timpla ng chemical niya.
Parang ganito lang na pinakamadaling analogy yan. Ideally, pag print ka ng pelikula, isang gamitan mo lang yung chemicals.
Yeah.
Isipin mo, nagpunta ka ng McDonald's, pagkatapos yung mantika na ginamit nila ng french fries, imbis na isang lutuan yon, lulutuan nila na 5 beses. So, ganun yung nangyayari
So,
doon.
umuulit.
Oo. So, padumi siya ng padumi.
Right.
Yun yung ano. Wala rin yung pinagkaiba na ang pelikula noon, di ba, mono.
Yeah.
Para, ano ginagawa ng producers para makatipid? Di ba? Babalik rin nila yung audio track.
Yeah.
Para kasi pag mono, nandito lang.
AV.
Eh di may hindi ka ginagamit. So pag magpiprint ka, i-flip mo lang yun para ito naman yung gagamitin mo. Pero yung mga ganun, dati, for a producer, nakamura ako sa paggawa ng pelikula. Pero pag iisipin mo ngayon, nakakagulo yun kung magpiprint ka ulit ng bago kasi naglalahok-lahok na yung mga audio na
maghahanap
mo.
ka.
Pagiging wais ba to ng mga Filipino filmmakers at ng mga
Actually,
Lahat
producers?
hindi
ng
naman
mahirap.
Filipino
Lahat ng mahirap na
filmmakers
filmmaker.
I think kasi
Lahat.
it's also like ang daming humahawak ng film. The producer wouldn't know what happens in the laboratory
Correct.
as far as pagtubog ng material.
Correct.
So, diskarte talaga
Kahit
nung panahon na
sa
yan.
mga
Tsaka
tapes
budget
yan
mo.
Budget.
Kasi kung sasabihin mo na sa laboratorio na ito lang yung budget ko, saan ako pwede makatipid? O, di ba?
Right.
O, hindi. Sige, uulitin na lang ho namin yung chemicals. Sige, ano yan, pwede na ho yan. Kaya may mga pelikula kang napapanood, kahit Lino Broca, di ba, na off-sync?
Yeah.
Na parang halimbawa, bumubuka yung bibig, delayed na mga 20 seconds, hindi naman 20 seconds, delayed na mga 20 frames yung halimbawa yung napapakinig mong dialogue. Kasi, hindi na namin bubusisiin yan, mamadaliin yan para ipalabas sa sinihan. O hindi, sige, pwede na yan, papanuorin naman ng tao yan.
Parang nga sa french fries, dumidilim din yung mantika, nawawala ng kalidad,
At hindi
bros.
lang sa
At
film
saka hindi na siya
yan.
sumasarap.
Kahit sa mga
Yeah,
magnetic
and-
tapes,
Oo.
like yung sa Umatic, merong hanggat may kasya, hindi lang isang
Maximize.
laman niya, hindi lang isang content. Kasi nga, or kaya sadly, papatungan. Pag akala nila hindi na kailangan,
Right.
na-assume na
Buburahin.
hindi na So, yun yung mga nangyari noon na talagang iniinda natin bakit wala ngayon. Pero, dahil conscious na tayo ngayon, hihinto mo na yan, di ba? Hindi mo na gagawin
Ganito na
lumala.
lang yan. ABS-CBN, namamayagpag dati nung bago martial law. Ang tapes noon sa TV, ang pelikula either was using 16mm copies, kaya yung mga ibang nagsusurvive for restoration, 16mm Yun yung mga TV versions Or else, yung 2-inch tape, yung ganyan katataba. Pero nung nag-martial law, marami din sa mga Your Evening with Pelita, Tawag ng Tanan, Bagong Kami, yung mga palabas dati, mga Dolphy, ni-recycle. Kasi kumbaga, bagong gobyerno, ba't tayo bibili ng mga ang dami-daming mga tapes yan, sige, i-recycle lang. Kaya wala nagsusurvive na copy So, ganun din yun. And now, ang problema mo with something like Umatic or Betacam, for example, we have not been preserving naman on the best video format either. Technically, you can restore with Umatic, pero it has to be mas maganda yung quality ng tape, minsan lang papasadahan. Pero kung ulit-ulit mo nang nire-recycle yon, pagkatapos puro streaks na siya at may mga tupi na siya, at talagang papangit na lang ng papangit
Right.
yun.
Jeff.
Yeah, it's all the same kasi from end to end it has to be parang perfectly aligned for a preservation copy to really be on a good state. Kasi hindi naman nasusunod yung mga manuals nila Kodak, nila Fuji kung paano nila ginagamit yung film and the chemicals. But also, like for tapes, it's the manner of how the telecine was made. If it was made well, kaya pa siyang i-push up to a certain level, especially with AI.
Yeah.
AI is really doing a parang fantastic work so far. And I think we're in the early stages pa. So baka in the near future, it will be better pa.
So sa real talk, yung ideal talaga kasi meron namang ano yan science yun nga yung mga film formats. Aaralin talaga natin yung highest at pag kunyari film detective ka, film researcher, hahanapin mo yung kung existing pa ba yung elements na yung pinakamaganda. Pero yun nga hindi ka hihinto din doon lalo na kung hindi mo mahanap yung ideal na copies. Kung may iba pa like sa kaso ng mga napanood natin, yung mga na-restore ng FPJ, like yung Agila, yung Maligno, reality na makikita mo talaga, yung nag-survive na film negatives.
May
Ang
parts,
ganda nung ni-restore. Pero may portion sila na alam mong, at sinabi rin naman nila
iba
na,
yung source material.
kasi nga,
Wala
video
nang
na.
available.
Pero, alam mo, hindi mo na gawin at all.
You have to, ano pa rin
Kaya usually sa mga nagre-restore, nag-e-enhance, kasama yun sa education na ini-inform ng mga tao na hindi talaga iisa lang yung ideal na restoration. Kasi may may reality tayo na nag-work tayo sa nangyari dahil may napabayaan nung past. Pero kasi nga yun nga wala naman ngayon, ito talaga muna siya and appreciate. Wag talaga tayo mag-expect na perfect.
Ang labanan is the survival talaga.
Correct.
As long as it exists and the content, the quality of the material, matawid yung storya, matawid yung vision of the director and all the artists involved, it's better to have a copy than not have one.
Napakaganda ng ating kwentuhan at sa tingin ko, mas maganda pa kung mapapakinggan pa natin ang boses ng ating mga bisita. So, you definitely don't want to miss the next part of our episode. Stay tuned for more, only here on Behind the Reel. Magkano ba? How much does it usually
How much
cost?
do you want to spend?
Oh, really?
Kung hindi namin kayang gawin, no one will do it for us.
Correct.
So, we invested talaga na, okay, we have to do everything we can to restore it.
Merong portion kasi na reels na walang sound. Ang nakapag-save ng portion na yun, yung na VCD or DVD na dating nagawa na for Sakada.
So ayun nga lang, ito over a year. Pero yung sa akin naman, kung from 20 million naman, mapapababa ko ng pagkalaki-laki.
Oh,
That
why
was
not?
also
Ang tipid.
something- that was, di ba?